It's starting. Yes. Okay. Hi.
Hi, how are
Sunshine.
you? I can
Let
see the
yeah,
very bright sunshine shining in your eyes.
yeah. When I have the chance to park like that, so that the sun shines to me, I prefer that. It's just
Directly at me, you could
directly at
say.
me. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It feels so good. And in Germany, the weather is not always like this, and in Tenerife, especially in the south, there's barely any clouds, so most of the time the sun is shining.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you ever wear sunglasses or are you always fine
I
with
in
looking at the sun?
I need them in the evening when I go to the mountains because at the moment I don't know, there are so many people sleeping in parking lots, so sometimes it's very loud until midnight um, near the ocean. So
Mhm.
I can't stay there. So I go to the mountains. But then when the sun is going down,
When the sun is setting?
setting, yeah, um, I have to go upwards, and then the sun is shining directly into my eyes. So
Yes.
I need the sunglasses.
I often think that I love to watch sunsets. They're beautiful, but you can't actually look at the sun. So
That's
you
right.
have to look everywhere else.
Yeah, except when there are many clouds, small and big clouds, then
Yes,
you can look at it or indirectly or something.
exactly.
But I prefer sunsets in Germany because here they are always the same because there are no clouds whatsoever. Always the same. It's beautiful. There's the ocean, but there's no real reflection on the ocean. Just
Hmm.
a little bit of orange and other colors, but on a lake in
Yes.
Germany, oh, it's so beautiful and it's so different from when the water is very calm
Hmm.
or when there's fog on the lake
You
or
mean waves?
no fog like in the morning normally there's fog.
Oh, fog. Yes.
Fog,
Sorry, I
fog.
wasn't sure about the word you were using there. Yes, fog.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's so different and I like it. And sometimes it's so red. It's like somebody did something and then it became redder than ever.
Yes. Looks like someone's painted the
Yeah,
sky or the
yeah,
water sometimes.
yeah, yeah. Today I want to talk about my job in YouTube,
Hmm.
and I prepared a dialogue
Hmm.
which I wanted to read with you.
Yes.
And then, if necessary, we will correct something. And
Mhm.
yeah,
Would you like to read through it first together and then correct, or do you want to correct it as we go?
yeah, correct as we go because
Okay.
maybe we don't come to the end,
Hmm.
so we
Maybe we
can
won't get to the end.
get to the end. Yeah,
Hmm.
then we can continue next time.
Okay, no problem. Well, I did read your first question that you wanted me to ask, and I actually do want to change it just a
Uh,
little bit.
okay.
So you wrote, why do you consider YouTube as your main job?
Hmm.
And in English, it would be more appropriate to say, why do you consider YouTube to be your
Oh,
main job?
okay.
So that's my first question. Why do
Mhm.
you consider YouTube to be your main job?
Well, there are several reasons for that. Time, energy, ideas, thoughts, plans, hobbies, and occasionally other jobs.
Hmm. Great.
The Spanish teacher didn't like the last part. We changed it to basically, and I occasionally have other jobs.
Yeah.
It's not really a reason why I consider it to be my main job. It's just another part that I added. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I think here the occasionally other jobs part, you're right. It isn't an answer to the question, why do you consider YouTube to be your main job? But you could add extra information and just say, and occasionally I also take on other jobs, for example.
So change that. I will change it in German. Okay.
Okay. So next question. How much time do you usually invest in your YouTube channel?
I typically work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on my 15 channels in 6 languages. However, there are exceptional days when I work at the office or hotel.
I'll just stop you just there. Just the word exceptional. In English, the way that we use the word exceptional is to mean that something is very, very good. So we don't use it as an adjective to mean days that are exceptions, even though that is one of the definitions of the word exceptional. It's just not used like that very often in modern English. So it would be more appropriate to say something like, there are exceptions, and then have a comma, and then go on to say days. So we could say exceptions, days when I work.
Also, I have to subtract hours when I teach online and study for the Goethe Institute.
Okay, so in English, we do pronounce it as Goethe Institute, just because we don't usually change the names of companies or businesses unless they are a very big business where there is a standard English pronunciation for it.
I think Americans refuse to say something in German, so they say Goethe and Skilla or something.
Okay, I've never heard that. All of the Australians and British English speakers I've ever heard have called it the Goethe Institute.
I don't know why, but Australians are more interested in learning languages than Americans.
I think it depends on the person. I would say that Australians who travel are definitely very interested in learning languages, and many, many Australians love to travel. So it is very common. So maybe the Australians that you've met are very interested in learning languages. Unfortunately, not everyone is. I would also change the word subtract there to deduct. Subtract is really something we use in mathematics rather than talking about taking something away. You could use the word deduct. The more casual way of putting that would be to say, I have to take away hours, or I have to take off the hours when I teach online.
Let's just put take off in brackets so don't forget it.
Of course. I'll ask you the question again because we've stopped and started a few times. So how about we start from the start again of that question? How much time do you usually invest in your YouTube channel?
I typically work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on my 15 channels in 6 languages. However, there are exceptions, days when I work at the office or hotel. Also, I have to deduct or take off hours when I teach online and study for the Goethe Institute. I mainly invest my energy in YouTube as it's my main job. I believe my videos are useful for many people. Firstly, there aren't many YouTube channels with videos in 6 languages. Secondly, I cover topics not found elsewhere. The combination of living in a car with popular themes like happiness, health, relaxation, planning and learning is unique and exclusively available on my channel. Plus, I love this job and dedicate all my free time to it. I also have the luxury of taking several months off each year, which I can afford because I don't have an apartment.
That's great. I will just point out one thing pronunciation-wise. I've noticed that your V's are a little bit variable. Sometimes you're pronouncing them as V's and sometimes you're not. And I know this comes from the German sound system, but I know that you can pronounce the V's like we do in English because you were pronouncing it in a word like love, for example. You pronounce that correctly. Whereas when you've got words where the V's are at the start, like videos, for example, that should have the same sound as the love V. It's just that it's at the start of the word. So videos.
It's more like F.
It's closer to an F. Yeah.
Videos.
That's much better.
Okay.
Yes. So
I
words like invest, videos, those words should have that V sound.
Okay. Good. By the way, because we had Goethe Institute there, yesterday I had my exam at Goethe Institute as a teacher for German as a foreign language.
Oh, how did it go?
Yeah, it did go well, and I assume I passed it, and I passed it well. So I think I can actually apply for any job that says, okay, you can have the Goethe Institute exam. No,
as a qualification.
You can have it as a qualification, and there's no university document needed.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I hope I can get a job in France. I'm not sure because I think many people want to work near the mountains, and I like to work, I like to live in the mountains. So let's see what I can get.
Okay. Great. Would you want to be working for a language school?
I'm not sure. I actually would like to try to teach very young children, like 12 years old, so that it will be their first or second language. And I don't know if it's possible because mostly they are on grammar schools and maybe the standard is higher there.
Yeah, maybe they require a university qualification. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. So
you'll have to do some research into it.
Yeah. Okay, so one more question and then,
Yes. Okay. How do you come up with ideas for your YouTube videos, and how do you process your thoughts to turn them into engaging content?
My ideas for YouTube videos often stem from my personal interests, current events, or suggestions from my viewers. I draw inspiration from my own experiences, current trends, and the needs of my audience to produce relevant and interesting content.
Great. That sounds good. Yeah, I just have a question. In the question that I asked you, I said, and how do you process your thoughts? That phrasing in English sounds a little bit overly formal if we talk about processing thoughts.
Like saying something about the psychology of your brain.
Exactly. I would be more likely to say something like, and how do you sort through your thoughts to turn them into engaging content? Or even just, how do you turn your thoughts into engaging content?
Oh, yeah, good.
Which one of those do you prefer? The last one is a little bit more natural sounding to me.
Then let's take the most natural.
Great. No problem.
Yeah, sometimes German is a bit complicated. The words in the sentences are very long and
yes. Yeah. It's interesting because a lot of the time German and English have similarities, but often the sentence structure needs to be quite different. for it to sound natural in English, whereas in the German it would sound natural in a longer, more complicated way in the English. It's just not the way that English speakers would formulate it.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I also speak very, I would say high level, because I have
higher register.
I want to use them.
Yeah, I can understand that. You want to use all the tools at your disposal.
Yeah, it's just my mom used to say, don't speak like that. Not every man can understand you, and they will all be turned off. You will never find a man like this.
Oh, I think that's
some intelligent man.
Yes, I would hope so.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a wonderful lesson. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I will mark this part so that we know where we were. So that would be this part. How do you solidify that part? I'll just make it in yellow. And then I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much. You too. I hope you continue to enjoy the sunshine.
Yeah, I will. Thank you. And then see you next time. We will just write and see which date is most suitable.
Yes. Yes. No problem at all. Well, thank you, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.